Hi guys, Nick from HiFi Collective here. Today we're going to be making an XLR cable like this guy. This is the left channel 1 female to male XLR. We're using Switchcraft gold plated XLRs. They're great connectors. These plugs are $6.50 a piece. Internally for the wiring we're using the Amtrams triple, which is basically 0.4mm diameter OFC copper gold plated PFA sleeved. So you've got 3 wires, so pretty easy. Inside a XLR you've got the 3 signal connectors here. They clearly labelled 1, 2 and 3. 1 is earth, 2 is hot, 3 is cold. We're going to use the clear for the earth, the red for the hot, the blue for cold, so kind of self-explanatory, those colours. There are two ways of doing this cable. So the first part of this is the female, and we're just going to wire up to the plugs there. Because it's 4mm wire, 0.4mm, just got to be very careful stripping it. So I'm just going to go around with a Stanley knife, just very lightly. You don't really want to cut into the copper. What's that? And it should just rip off like that. And then, just to give a bit more volume to the end, it's going to bend it over. Because I'm going to tin these ends before I solder. And you want the wires to be holding a bit of solder, don't you? So that's just a little trick to catch a bit of solder on the ends. Using the Mundorf 3.8% silver gold. That's my fave, easy to, flows easy. Great cable. All good? I'm just going to tin the plugs a bit as well. So pin 1 was earth, which is going to be the clear. So that's a bit better. 1, 2, 3. Bit solder. There we go. Cool. And then pin 3 is going to be blue. So 1, 2, 3. Bit solder. There you go. Done. Pin 2 is the hot, which is the red. One, 2, 3. Solder. These solder tags takes solder very easily. So 1, 2, whoops. 1, 2, 3. Cool. So there you go. That's that one done. And then if you're just doing a simple XLR cable without any screen braid on, pop that in there. And screw down. Now for short lengths of XLR, it's not a big issue to use kind of unscrewing bit, so you just basically have the male bit at the other end wired in like that. So it will look like that effectively. Pop it in there so you get a look. But we're going to be doing a screen on this using braided BTube. Well, it's BTube 3 it's called. So you'll see that it's got a plastic former inside a tube, and it's nickel plated copper on the outside. So that threads through the hole. And then the screen portion of this is connected to the screen connection on the XLR plug there at both ends. Sometimes people like to join this to one, I wouldn't bother. I just keep them separate. You've got separate wires. You don't want any loops going on, but up to you what you fancy doing. So I'm going to get this cut to the right length. That much difference between the end. So run it along there. So I'm going to cut it about there. Cool. I'm just using a bit of copper wire. Create a little ring around it. So it's basically gone all the way around, and then I'm just going to snip the stray bits off. Whoops. Push that through. There. I'm going to solder that in. Using a bit of sleeve in, I'm just going to cover that up so it doesn't touch anything. And solder it in, like so. But then I'm going to cover the whole of that bit so there's no chance of anything touching with ABS tubing, which helps reduce EMF, and then that'll be covered with that, like that. So this goes over the top. If we can get it in, that's it. That'll do, Pip. Right, that's good. Now take a piece of the 9.5 black, straighten it up. Then I'm going to come over the top like that. Okay, so there's no chance of any connection from the BTube. Cool. We're going to prepare the other end now. Go on the edge with this. Alright, bro. Put it in. And then looking at the other end, it comes out about that much. The reason I'm putting this on now is so we can get the shell over so it connects to there. So we put this shell on here, and basically there's a rubber bung here, but we don't need that, so you can pull it off. Very straightforward. Make sure you put the shell on the right way around. Oops, that bit needs to go over. So, here's pin 1, going to pin 1, cool. This is pin 2, going to pin 2. Hold on a goddamn minute, so 2. That's fine. Pin 1. Now I've got to build the other one. Ding!